and welcome back to my channel. Who this? Okay. Today I'm going to show you guys how I go from my typical pin straight hair to this super curly, big, voluminous curls. I feel like us straight hair girls grew up wishing we had this hair, and then curly hair girls wish they had pin straight hair. So this is kind of just how I change up my appearance and give my younger self the curly hair dream every once in a while. And I know I did a chit chat get ready with me the first time I ever tried this about 2 years ago, but we are back with a full tutorial with all my tips and tricks on how to achieve this look. So be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and also comment down below any of your questions, your thoughts, and requests, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and turn my post notifications on so you don't miss out on any of my fun content. But yeah guys, and I also wanted to show you guys how I'm styling this look. I'm going to insert a clip right here of a look with this hair that I'm gonna go shoot right now. But without further ado, if you want to see how I got this look, then keep on watching.
Right now, probably 10 toes down. Yeah. Get it started, don't look down. Tattoo peeking through the see-through. Yeah. Body green color, I see you. I see you. Used to be in love.
Okay guys, so I just finished my makeup and it is very much time to start with our... Oh, so just a disclaimer, especially depending on your hair type and if it's your first time doing this. I think my first time I got this done in an hour and a half. I'm gonna shoot for an hour today. But yeah, this isn't even hard to do. It's just very, very tedious. There's a lot of sectioning of the hair. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so what you're gonna need is clips, something to section your hair off with, a brush, of course. For me, if you guys know, I have pretty pin straight hair. I just had it in a blowout. This is like 5th day hair. So I actually like to do it when my roots are like a little bit more greasy because it holds, but you can totally do it on clean hair. I have my basket of products right here. Pretty much for this, I like to just stick with heat protectant and hairspray. You could put volume spray as well if you have a problem with your hair being flat, but right now my hair is pretty voluptuous, so we'll get to that in a little bit. But our star of the show is this Conair curling wand, this super tiny wand. I bought this off of, I believe, either Amazon or Target. This really thin barrel is what is going to get us our natural coil like curls today. So let's just get started. I'm gonna first just spray, especially focusing on the ends. And fun fact, I actually waited to film this because I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, so I figured it's a perfect time. This is pretty heat damaging, by the way, so you're gonna want to really put heat protectant all over. I'm first starting by just coating all of my hair at once, and I'm also going to spray each section again before I do it. I actually really recommend, which I have to pick up myself, the Fantasia heat protectant for this because it is an oil-based serum protectant, so it's really going to look super nice. Also, make sure to just part your hair before this. And yes, so starting off, we are going to part the very first part, which is the bottom section. I'm not like a professional parter or anything. We're working in very, very, very small sections today. Okay, and like I said before we get started, I'm actually going to spray this as well. And yes, so because I have such thin hair also, I have this heated up to the highest setting. So I like to go in with about 1/2 inch sections, just like so. You can get away with bigger or smaller depending what you like. And I like to open the clamp and kind of wrap it around the barrel. Pretend the clamp isn't even there. And then coil it. I leave the clamp on top and I hold this here for about 5 to 10 seconds. Honestly, when you're working with this little of sections, you don't have to really worry too much about any more time. And as you can see, we have this beautiful coil. So throughout this entire video, remember, do not touch your coils. I do not spray them. I don't do anything to them. I just literally do this around my whole entire head. Like I said, it's very tedious. It's actually very easy to do. And something that I've learned over time, I remember the first time, I'll link the first chit chat get ready with me I ever did with this hairstyle, and if you watch it back you can see that I did not curl the tops right and it looked like a little bit awkward. So something I try to keep in mind is to get as close to the root as possible while you're doing this, because that's going to give you the most natural result in the end. So as you can see, we just have these coils. I do not touch them, I do not spray them. And yes, I'm gonna split this into 2, and I'm gonna try to work as fast as possible today guys, actually, because I want to get as many pictures done before I have to get on for work later. So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one I held for a little bit less. So let me show you guys what that looks like. But as you can see, I didn't really focus on the root right here. Sometimes it's hard on, at least for me, for my left side when I'm reaching across to get really close to the root. But this is also the very bottom section, so I don't worry too much about this bottom section because the top is what really matters when you're doing this. Also, remember, the more sections you do, the more voluminous it's gonna be. So, okay, we're getting caught up in here. This section wants to come down. Let's fix her again. Also, guys, if you see me looking right there, I have my mirror on the floor, so I'm trying to look that way. This is like a new setup I am trying. I do like my vanity setup. If you whoa, what is going on? If you guys watched my Dyson video, I filmed majority of the clips by my vanity, but I just feel like for some reason, I don't know if it's the lighting or what it is, I don't love that setup. So for here, ooh, try not to burn my ear off. I try to get as close as possible and I just wrap it really tightly. Oops, see, like even that little bit of heat really curled that piece. So I try to just keep it in. But yeah, I feel like there's just nothing that compares to like this light setup. So I'm trying a new setup today. That's why my mirror is not really situated. And since I didn't really plan this out too much, I normally would have like a table with a mirror close to me, so I apologize. But yes, these little coil curls, it's gonna look crazy at first. This is a very much trust the process kind of look. And let me show you guys, this is like a thicker piece right here. This is a little bit more than ½ an inch of a piece. So let me show you guys what the coil looks like with a piece similar to this. And remember, every time you wind it up, just kind of pull it up. Honestly, to me, this is like even easier than other hairstyles because it's literally just tediously making a bunch of coil curls. It does get a little difficult by the top. It's kind of just like time. As you can see, it still gives a really nice coil curl even with like a bigger section, and I barely left that on. So also, guys, don't be scared to wear a glove when you're doing this. Trust me, I burn myself a lot. I should be wearing a glove right now. So there we go. Okay, so we're literally just gonna leave it like this. And another thing to keep in mind, this is also why I wanted to do it before I have my hair cut. My hair was like maybe a little bit past my boob. I don't know, you guys saw in the beginning, and it gets so short, and this is my longest layer. So I'm getting even more layers and cutting it even shorter tomorrow. So just know you're gonna have really short hair. The first time I did this, my hair was super long and it ended up coming about chest length, but as you can see, this is coming barely just my neck. So what I'm gonna do is just let some more hair down. And with sectioning, it's actually pretty easy because obviously it's so easy to tell which pieces haven't been curled. So just kind of sectioning it off. This is kind of a bigger section, but I'm gonna make sure we take small pieces. And again, just spraying. Mostly on the ends. All of your hair is pretty much getting a bunch of heat exposure with this, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, how are you guys doing? I feel like I have to speed this up too because it's just, again, like I said, a lot of tedious curling. I hope you guys are having a great February. Let me know in the comments. And again, if you want to, you can take like a tiny piece here and there just to switch it up a little bit. And also everything, as you can see, is going away from the face. So yeah, depending on how much hair you have, I feel like I have medium length hair and like medium thickness. It's not too thin, it's not too thick, but prepare to like spend at least 2 hours doing this. Like kind of insane. But I also am able to make this last for up to 3 days, I would say. Then it starts to look a little bit messy, but I like to keep it in messy buns. The second day hair with this for messy buns is so cute. If you guys have been following me for a while, especially on my Instagram, you'll see that I kind of like milk the days that I have with this hair as much as possible because it is time consuming, okay? Yeah, as you can see, we have so much hair to go, but we're just gonna keep on curling. And yeah, don't worry so much about like stragglies too because they kind of get hidden, and I like to do one big touch up at the end. But from here, guys, I'm just going to try to speed my way through this process as fast as possible, and I'm going to check back in with you guys when we get to the crown of the head, right? The very top section, because that is the most important. But you just want to repeat this step, and it depends how super curly you want it, but I feel like the most natural way to do this is just have like some sections bigger than others. And remember, do not touch the hair. Even if you have thin, hard to hold curl hair, this iron right here should really snap your hair in place. Unless you're seeing that the curls are falling, which they shouldn't because of how small the sections are. They should kind of just stay in this coil. Don't touch it. Don't brush through it. Don't do anything until the very end. So I will talk to you guys when we get to the very, very top. Also, try not to yank the curls down, at least yet. Just don't touch it. Also, if you want, you can always screw off the clamp if that helps. I just think the clamp helps me hold it in place sometimes as well. Okay, the update so far, as you can see, we're gonna start building up more and more volume. And honestly, I do this about once or twice a year. I think the last time I did this was probably a year ago. I'm actually gonna start at the front for this one. So the front pieces, especially pieces that are framing your face, just try to get close and hold for less time. Had to be a rag, so that nigga feel stupid. Coming through the gram, trying to figure out where you been. All I need to know is that you're outside. Watching real time, ain't too live. Easily adjusted to your new life. Since you let loose, you been too tight. No place to unknown defense. You don't need a man, got your own defense. Don't kid money, these grown men. Okay guys, so with the top, so the mistake I used to make when sectioning it is sectioning going horizontally instead of vertically. If that makes any sense, I don't know if you've ever done a blowout before. It'll help you make sense of like the top section, how they usually blow out it going upwards. That's how you want to section it. If you section horizontally, that's how you're gonna get all the space on the top being straight, how I did the first time in the first video I ever made doing this. So yes, this is like the final section that I'm gonna do before we get to the very, very top, but this is gonna give us the most volume, and I'm just going to spray. But I just wanted to make that clear before we get to the very, very top section. But as you can see, looking almost there, and try to get as close to the top as possible for these sections. So these top sections, as annoying as it is because you just want to be done and over with, I'll do even smaller sections and split them in half sometimes, just so that it'll look the best at the end. Okay, looking crazy guys, almost done. When you start looking like this, that's when you know it's about to all come together soon. Okay, take the final section. I like to work down the middle first before I decide if I want to do a side part with this look. I just feel like the middle just gets it even and nice, and then we could play with it after. So final spritz of heat protectant. Get the heat protectant all the way to the roots because we are working with a lot of heat up there that you normally don't use that much for other styles. So you're going to start all the way back up here. Just remember, we're trying to get as close to the root like this. So I like to work from the back to the front. So here, then we take the section again, take from here, and then again lay the iron on the top. Try not to burn your scalp or anything. This is the key guys. Sorry, I can't even see you guys when I'm talking, but and again, trust the process guys, trust the process. And trust me, if this is your first time, it's gonna take 2 hours, but this is my 4th or 5th time and it's taken me I think 45 minutes so far. So I'm about to finish in like a little under an hour, which is crazy. Beauty is pain, just remember that. So yeah, leaving it, so as you can see, it's coming very much to the top volume, and I'm going to split this part into 2 pieces right here. This front piece is very important because that's like your face framer, so sometimes you got to be in awkward angles at this point too, just trying to get close to the root. Almost done. Isn't it crazy how like you go from that to that? So for the very top piece, I try not to burn the top of my scalp, but I just like to make it look nice, and I don't want to keep it there too long also. So there we go. Okay, so leave that there because we're gonna have to fix this afterwards. But let me fix these stragglies right here. Almost done guys. You're gonna have little sections like squares moving to the front, and this is how you really get the top. The first time I did this, I did not do it right, and I was wondering why it looked a little funky and didn't look that natural. But see how we have like a square right here? And my neck, guys, feels like it's gonna snap off. So if your neck feels like that, that's how you know you're doing it right. Almost done! Oh my god, I cannot believe I have finished in basically 55 minutes. And this is good, guys, because I have to go take pictures. Okay, final piece. Okay, leave it on. We look crazy, right? This is how we start the process. So what I like to do is start from the bottom and brush outwards. Try not to go too crazy with the brushes. I don't like to go on with the comb. Your hands is good enough. Separate the pieces. This is how we make it look natural. You could separate it into like 3 pieces. See how you like it. The more you go in and separate, the bigger it's gonna be. So just keep that in mind. If you don't want too big, like as you can see, like what? Just be careful with this part, guys. Also at the top is where I really like to separate it so that it looks as natural as possible right here. Up here, you see that? You see that? And then in the back. Okay. Still looking crazy. Also, this is the shortest my hair has been while doing this. So I'm like trying to adjust right now. And I'm like, hold on. Flip from the bottom. And actually, y'all, I do see why I always do the side part. Because you see, it just looks a little bit more natural. And a little bit more tamed. So let me part my hair, and then from here I like to go in and recurl all these pieces right here that we brushed out too much to give them definition. But as you can see, guys, this method is really giving like naturally curly hair because they aren't perfect. Gotta go in and rework them a little bit. You're honestly gonna feel like a whole new person too when you do this. So right up in here too, see how it's a little frizzy? I'm gonna go in and recurl these pieces. You could also use oil if you prefer, but I like to just have some more defined curls in there after brushing it out. Fix it up, make it look a little less frizzy. You could put in like a frizz tamer. Okay, kind of obsessed. For finishing touches, I like to go in with gel, and I like to go around the edges especially. This is like the face framing part, and it just makes it look a lot more tame. Don't mind me, guys, I'm in a rush, so I'm just doing this kind of messily. And I also brush some of the Eco Gel through the hair. Also going in with some hair oil. All of the products I use, by the way, will be linked down below for easy access. I run this in, kind of scrunching it into the hair so it just looks natural, healthy, softer, shinier as well. It's crazy how the transformation happens, seriously. Yeah, I like to give it a good spray as well. Not too much, and make sure you're using a hairspray that's not crunchy. I really like this Garnier one. The front pieces, especially, you want to spray. And this is the finished look.